in that dire need of tanky frontliners anymore. But Team Question are coming up onto their third pick as well. So they've picked their 2 supports. Do you think there's any standout mid laners or carries or anything like that they need to snatch up right now that are good against what Skywalker's putting down?
No, I don't think so. I think that you're going to want someone with mobility.
Yep.
Against a Spirit Breaker. So long as you get that, then you're cool.
So maybe something along the lines of like a Puck or...
Exactly.
I think what... So this is another question for you. I just need to just be doing that constantly. What do you think... Do you think Puck is the answer to all these green heroes? Obviously, he's not that great against Viper, but I feel like in my personal experience that he's very good against the Necrophos and the Pugna.
Oh, definitely. Puck is top tier mid at the moment. I don't feel like there's a game where Puck is a bad pick.
Yeah.
Like, you pick Puck and you go, shouldn't have picked that one. Like, I never feel that way with Puck, because Puck's in a really nice spot at the moment, brings damage, is independent in the mid lane, I think, which is very important in this meta.
Yeah.
8 minutes in the game, you're going to have 4 heroes in your lane. You've just got to accept it. And if your mid laner can potentially live without support or with little support in that 4-man gank, then it just puts that hero above all the others. You compare it with, say, Invoker, which is a very immobile hero.
Mm-hmm.
He's not living through that gank. Puck is going to live. And that's part of the reason, in association with damage, team fight, control, it comes online super early. Like, level 6, Puck's ready to fight. Dream Coil, let's fucking party, let's go.
Yeah.
She's going to be able to move around the map and get kills. Other heroes are slower, and that's why I believe that, in this meta, one of the top tier picks, for sure.
Yeah, well, haven't seen it just yet, so Team Question could potentially pick it up. But Skywalkers have gone into Luna, so a lot of magic damage against the Timbersaw, a lot of pushing prowess coming out from Skywalkers right now. They have the Witch Doctor heal to stand the push, and the Glaives just do so much work to damage. Same with Return, actually, on Centaur Warrunner. But, so Team Question do have the mobility that you're asking for, but they pick up a Terrorblade. I feel like he's really squishy against these heroes like the Spirit Breaker and the Centaur.
Terrorblade's gonna have a nightmare time against the Centaur. He's just gonna get stomped and nuked. He's gonna explode. Terrorblade has like 700 HP. Centaur does 400 per nuke on a 4-second cooldown. Yeah, that's. Then again, we could, right? Just hear me out. Okay, don't call me completely fucking nuts straight off the bat. Shadow Demon mid.
Shadow Demon mid. For Skywalkers or Team Question?
Team Question, man. Shadow... Yeah. You're seeing it, aren't you? You're seeing it. You're thinking
about it, but
it's bad. No, we're not doing it. But, like, imagine that, right? You get the illusions of the Terrorblade, you get the illusions of the Luna. How good would that be?
That would be pretty insane. So it looks like we have 2 quick picks. So Team Question pick up the Ember Spirit. Skywalkers respond with the Invoker. So ZKB having that, as you were saying, immobile core in the Invoker.
It could be bad. Could be bad. Like, there's an Earth Spirit, dude. Like, you don't want to play against that. Earth Spirit, Ember Spirit, he's gonna need help. The Witch Doctor... Yeah, well, even the Witch Doctor's not that great defensively. Witch Doctor's an offensive support. It's a hard Invoker game, man. Like, I'm an Invoker picker. I wouldn't pick Invoker into this. I feel like...
Look fun for him at all.
Like, the Timbersaw is just going to be on your face the entire time.
Yeah.
Well, I like the Centaur Luna combination, though. You pointed that out. I think that's really strong, and I'm not convinced about the Terrorblade pick. That's for sure. Because he's liable just to explode under the pressure of the Witch Doctor and the Centaur.
Yeah, there is a lot of gank and a lot of burst damage coming out, especially with the Spirit Breaker roaming around as well. So everybody's gonna have to be really weary on where he goes. But
weary or wary?
Wary. Sorry, I'm bad with English.
No, it's alright. I got you, fam.
So Skywalkers with this kind of pushy draft, they have the Witch Doctor, the Evoker, and the Luna. So their tower taking prowess is definitely up there. Team Question kind of just I don't know what you'd really call this draft. Just pretty well all rounded. They have super hard carry in the Terrorblade. They have the the aggressive offlaner in the Timbersaw. He should have a pretty nice time, especially if they're going to put him up against the Centaur. So maybe they were realizing what we were saying, and Terrorblade was going to have a hard time against the Centaur. So they're going to put it in a
even the Timbersaw doesn't. It's not a great matchup. It's okay because of your Q, but even still, like, the way to deal with Timbersaw is the same way to deal with Terrorblade. Magic.
Yeah.
And lots of it.
But this does force Skywalkers into this weird position where a lot of these roaming 4s don't want to have to deal with the tri-lane. And if you're aggressive tri-lane against them, like Earth Spirit, Jakiro, two really good supports at trading very, very early. Terrorblade is kind of okay. Does have reflection and stuff like that to, potentially get some, slows and stuff into a team fight, but Spirit Breaker is garbage. He is not what you want in this defensive trial lane. So
it's on.
Coconut onto one Mississippi. He does get 2 bounces out, but Melodrama just throws out that Metamorphosis. So Miru is going to go down first blood, going straight to that Terrorblade. Beautiful use there of his Metamorphosis, and a beautiful looking Metamorphosis indeed it is as well.
He's got
green prismatic.
Yeah, he's got the green prismatic.
That's a gorgeous looking Terrorblade if I've ever seen one. So first blood goes towards the aggressive tri-lane. This is what you really, really want in an aggressive tri-lane. And Luna's not going to deal that well until she gets a few levels. Had to get Lucent Beam level 1, so not even the auto attack.
Mississippi's in trouble here.
Oh no, one Mississippi. Oh, the coconut bounces.
Oh, Witch Doctor's such a great hero.
That is very unfortunate. RNG doesn't go the way of Mississippi there. Goes down, so...
It never was going to. He's got a couple of bounces, 2 bounces, and there was only 2 heroes, so... Yeah. Of course, it was always coming back, and that sucks. There's nothing more triggering than a coconut that follows you, I think.
It's just because you can't do anything about it. You just know that it's coming, and you're just like, well, it's getting locked. Like, this isn't good. But this aggressive tri-lane bottom, it's... Mikujo on this Spirit Breaker... He has to get levels. He has to get, a few levels up in that Greater Bash, a few levels up in that Charge of Darkness to even, try and threaten a few of these heroes. But I feel like it's just going to go downhill, especially if Earth Spirit keeps rotating in. It's like he didn't do it wrong on mid, though. I
feel like all Mikujo should do is just abandon the Luna, say, right, Witch Doctor, you need to be bottom, and then have the Spirit Breaker just continually run at the Ember Spirit before level 6. See if you can get something done there. Because, like... Invoker doesn't really do anything in the lane, but at least if you're on the front foot as the Invoker, you're not getting killed. Try and fight fire with fire a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It was pretty much the same situation that we were talking about from game 1, where the supports weren't really able to, help Miru on his position 1 carry all too much, and really just became underleveled from that. Whereas one Mississippi was able to roam around and do what he wants. And look at Jakiro. He's literally zoning out Miru by himself. Luna does not like this at all.
Oh, one Mississippi. What are you doing, dude?
Nice little kick. They may be able to pick up a kill here on Miru, but it looks like one Mississippi may be paying for his life on the tower. Yes, he does. Last auto attack from Mikuju. Miru. Oh, he's going to get so low from that Jewel Breath. He's going to have to get a salve, or he's going to have to go back to base. Yep. But all this fighting is just leaving Melodrama to free farm as much as he wants. 13-9 right now. High CS in the game, so...
He's getting a lot of denies, which is very bad news. Very, very bad news. Witch Doctor needs to try and get this lane back under control and get some farm for Miro.
Yeah, they are pushing underneath the tower now, but Reflection, Dual Breath, and a Liquid Fire. Oh no, this Luna is... He's not liking... he's not liking this lane at all. This is just one of those lanes where you just like, I can't actually do anything against all this spam, so you just kind of have to deal with it. So it looks like Witch Doctor is going to be the first one to leave this lane. Has his Maledict up, has Coconut, so he's going to try and, as you said, make rotations onto Ember Spirit.
There's the charge.
Charge is coming out as well, so Capricorn has to be careful here.
He should get...
Invoker does have Alacrity. Oh no, the Coconut hits nothing else. Oh, beautiful chains as well, so... Gank stopped. This just leaves Mira to his own devices in the bot lane.
Yeah, just missed time there. Bryson shows himself. Capricorn backs off, and that just gives him that vision that he needs to see the charge coming, and Wall chains his instant cast point. So
they're going to go on XYZ here. Roll in on top as well. Now comes another Whirling Death. XYZ is getting it pretty low here. I don't think they have enough damage to kill him. A Coconut comes out, does hit one Mississippi from the creep wave. But Melodrama with the, looks like a solo kill.
He's gone
Miro.
Look at this. He's gone 2 points in reflection.
That's interesting. That's a lot of damage though. 60% reflection damage for 3.5 seconds that you can't do anything about.
Yeah.
That's a lot of harassing lane considering it's only 50 mana.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially against the Luna that's rather stack heavy.
That's actually a really surprising build. I really like that build.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melodrama, for showing me that. That's really good considering they are in aggressive tri-lane as well, and chip damage is everything in aggressive tri-lanes. If you're able to spam something down, use a bit of chip from a long range, and it doesn't cost him that much, and it does do a lot of damage to Miro. Like, he literally just TP'd in, and he's at 185 HP already from 2 spells.
He comes to roll mid lane.
You're gonna go on to mid lane, do get the chains out, and unfortunately it is a fairly low duration on that, so ZKB has to throw out the meteor, doesn't get anything for it. He will pick up a kill onto the Earth Spirit, I'm sorry. Bryson's just trying to fight Capricorn. So 1 for 1, but support going down for a mid is not the trade you would like to have.
Especially not an Invoker. Beforehand of Midas, no. You cannot die. Well, you can, but, you want Midas before 10 minutes. 8 minutes is ideal. And, well, there's not going to be an 8-minute Midas here. It's going to be a little bit slower than that.
So, it's like
look at this bot, man.
With.
Look at this bot.
Oh, they're just tower diving right now. So Melodrama is trying to catch Miro underneath the tower, but this is what you were saying about the Terrorblade. He's extremely low HP. He's just going to try and turn on Miro. Stick comes out. Will be going down. Roll is way off target. Why, Mississippi? What were you thinking there?
Zoning. Zoning roll.
Zoning roll. It looks like Omega dies top 2 to a solo kill from XYZ.
What? How does a Timber Solar die in that lane? What?
He has 3 levels in Timber Chain. That's pretty interesting. I thought you would just max reactive armor and just sit underneath the creep wave, but it looks like Capricorn has dives underneath this tower, uses the regen room, triple remnant forward as well, deals a lot of damage but doesn't get any kills just yet. Spirit Breaker goes down early, Miro dies yet again. Bryson is the one that's going to have to sit inside the trees. A nice stampede forward. Oh, that Sunstrike hit 2 heroes. That's a lot of damage. XYZ picking up a kill, and ZKB getting the kill on Melodrama as well, so that puts him a bit far forward.
Very, very nice.
Aggressive all across the map for both these teams.
Well, it's interesting the way TQ are playing this. You would think the team with the Spirit Breaker would be doing the majority of the aggression, but one Mississippi on the Earth Spirit, and really it's Melodrama on the Terrorblade, who's actually the ringleader here that's really going after the Skywalkers team.
Yeah, those 2 levels in reflection really paying off. Every 20 seconds can spam that out, so
that's another broken ability. I don't know how that hasn't been nerfed. 100% damage? Have you ever played anti-mage against a Terrorblade? Yeah. Damn, that hurts, man.
Yeah, it is pretty gross, especially in the late game, just being able to chuck that out in the middle of team fights. But yeah, it's just, I wonder if this will pay off for him, because if he doesn't get that many kills with it, he has gotten a few. He's been involved in 5, so pretty much paid off if you ask me. But he really needs to get those high levels in Conjure Image so he can start farming the jungle a lot. But so Miro's getting dive top yet again. Omega picking up the kill there. The one Mississippi is making a lot of space on the map. Whereas, unfortunately, Mikajo isn't really doing that much on the Spirit Breaker.
Miro's just getting completely shut out of this game.
That unfortunate little charge through there did stop Omega from getting the damage out onto Mikajo. Does get extremely low. I don't think he's going to go down. One Mississippi with a Maledict on him will die. Miro getting the kill there.
I think it's time Miro grabbed an Iron Talon and went jungle. And max Moonglaves. Just be like, boys, I'm out for 20 minutes. Fight without me.
It's like going to Melodrama bottom. Husum comes out, runs in for a little bit, but not that much damage. So, this Terrorblade almost taking a tier 1 bottom, considering he doesn't have Conjure Image. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's just owning down here, isn't he?
Yeah, this is...
Wrecking face.
Wrecking face. I actually love Terrorblade as a hero. I remember he was one of the first heroes that I played multiple games in a row when I first started playing Dota, just because I loved his model. That's the only reason why I started playing him, was I loved his model.
Yeah, well, there's worse reasons to pick a hero, that's for sure. Meanwhile, mid lane. Capricorn.
Going to ZKB here. Out comes the Sunstriker. Will hit Capricorn. Does get soaked up a little bit there by one Mississippi, but I think he will be getting traded out. Oh no, the Ghost Wall comes out, but he does click again. So
he's
ZKB
fine.
getting revealed
he's
here. I
fine.
think he is fine. Oh, nice little charge there by Mikajo. So ZKB is just trying to do what he can.
Wow.
So,
ZKB played that so well.
he did. Capricorn going down, doesn't get the trade out. So ZKB is on his way towards his Midas, as you said. You really want it before 10 minutes, but it's not going to be anywhere near that. So he's just trying to get what he can, and the first tower will be going towards Team Question. Miru is trying to do what he can on this top tower. He has taken him down to half HP, so could be trading out sooner than we think, but his Terrorblade's pretty big. He's getting towards his Dragonlance very quickly, and whereas Miru's just got his boots and on the road to recovery, it looks like.
Yeah, that's a big horse. Speaking of big horses, XYZ is actually going to go for the pipe. I love pipe build on Centaur. You just farm so fast with it. Like you just get in there, you just double edge camps and double edge creep waves, just constantly double edge. You've got great regen from the pipe and also your tranks. It's just a very nice build.
Yeah, so looks like they're going to go on Omega bottom here. Mikajo charging forward will complete the charge. Bryson does have the coconut and level 2 Maledict as well, so Omega maybe going down here. Out comes the Maledict Sunstrike on top of it as well. XYZ getting the final blow there.
It's a very nice gank actually.
It is really nice. So it looks like they're going to try and go on to ZKB here. Remnant forward. Oh no, he kicks him out of the chains. So one Mississippi maybe going down to the tower here. Yes, he does. Has to Remnant away. That was a bit unfortunate. One Mississippi did kick back ZKB there because he would have definitely died.
Well, ZKB right now is having the Invoker game that you need to have. He's getting a few Sunstrike kills. He's living through ganks, which it just shouldn't happen. To be perfectly honest with you, there's no way you shouldn't be killing an Invoker because he has nothing. What is he going to do? He has 3 spells at this stage of the game.
Yeah,
he has what he has invoked, and he has 1 other spell. You bring detection, you should be killing that hero.
Definitely. But yeah,
meanwhile, mid.
They're going to go onto Mayo Lee here. He is fairly far forward on the Shakiro. Even if he didn't get away from that, the Maledict would have killed him.
Holy shit, the Witch Doctor's 5-0.
This is what you were saying.
I know, it's awesome. It's awesome, isn't it? Like, you end up godlike at 12 minutes and then feed 12 kills to the end of the game. It's awesome.
It is pretty ridiculous. So Melodrama was getting charged top. Fortunately, they don't complete it, but as I was saying, he's starting to feel the repercussions from taking 2 levels in reflection. Doesn't have any levels in Conjure Image to, start getting that hyper farm going. So it will hinder his farm just a little bit.
Well, he's not a farmer like Luna is. Luna's the kind of push waves, push like farm jungle creeps, farm ancients, that kind of farming style. Whereas TB is more of a take fights, kill heroes, take towers farming hero. He really doesn't want to take stacks so much as take towers to get his gold.
Yeah, so it looks like we'll be having a charge top. Nah, they don't complete it, but Team Question are grouping up in this top lane there. It's like this could be the first big clash of the game.
Hasted Ember
is throwing around some auto attacks. Oh no, he's just going to get blown up here. This is not what he expected. Out comes the Eclipse as well, so another kill going towards the way of Skywalkers, and that's 2 heroes getting him blown up pretty much instantly.
Yep, mistakes were made.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
Thought he was pretty invincible with that haste rune, but
yeah, he's like, oh, I'm fine. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't ping. I immediately regret my decision. I certainly would have.
It was a bit unfortunate for him. He just went in, and then XYZ was like, alright, I'm just going to horse stomp you, and then he just got chain stunned by all the stuns that were here. Mikajo with a nice charge and a bash to finish him off as well. But yeah, as you were saying, ZKB is just getting involved with these Sunstrikes, surviving ganks, has his Midas up now, 1200 gold, so well on his way to that Aghanim Scepter. And once Invoker gets his Ags and maybe Luna has some type of farm, but it's saying that they're going on mid here. Melodrama does get caught out. Oh my god! As you so much burst damage. That's ridiculous.
Double edge, 400 damage, dude. It's very, very good against a TB that only has 1060. 1060 HP with a Dragonlance treads. Whoa. He needs... He's going to go Mask of Madness, but I feel like you almost need... Fuck, what do you need? Like Manta? Or not even Manta? Maybe just Rush Skadi. Like, It's so hard for a Terrorblade in this phase of the game to know what to go for because you're very vulnerable. Sunstrike is pure damage. There's a lot of magic burst from the Witch Doctor, Maledict, and this Centaur War Runner with Double Edge.
Yeah, definitely.
You can die very quickly.
They do get the Maledict out, but doesn't do much to the Terrorblade. They cancelled the charge because unfortunately it was on a creep, so Melodrama's not going down yet again. He does have Sunder up, but with all these like random stuns, like Coconut's a random stun, there's Bash from Spirit Breaker, there's all this random stuff from Invoker, there's the mini stun from Lucid Beam as well, so like it's going to be hard for him to get Sunder off, and as you were saying, he's going to get bursted down from full to nothing very, very quickly.
Yeah, he needs more HP. And I have no good solution, unfortunately, at this stage. The draft from Skywalkers is very solid in some respects, insofar as they can kill heroes very quickly if they want to. Especially a Terrorblade, who is so vulnerable to what Skywalkers have plenty of, which is burst magical.
Yeah, so I don't think they see each other here. With the increased night vision from mirrors, they may be able to get a fight here. Out comes the reflection. Goes on 3 heroes, but one Mississippi's going to get completely blown up here. Capricorn has no Sunder. He will have to try and use his Sunder here. The Ghost Walk comes forward. He Sunders out onto Mikajo, but it only means he's going to get a kill onto the Spirit Breaker. They're just going to try and fight. Melodrama here. Out comes the Coconut. Oh no, Mayo Lee. You get caught next to your carry. This is not good. So a kill coming out from Miru. He's just going to use his taunt, but he knows that he's going to go down. He's going to try and take Bryson with him, but that's 3 kills going the way of Miru, only losing the Spirit Breaker. So this is the comeback time for the Luna.
That was not a good fight. I don't know what TQ were doing there. Like, they had 2 heroes just running at them, and mate, you got to know you're behind there. You got to know that you're not where you want to be in this game, and that with an Invoker. Like, why are you taking that fight with an Invoker? You know there's an Invoker. You know he can influence the fight no matter where he is. Just so happens he's standing next to all of them and can influence it even more. It's sloppy is what I would call that. It's a bad decision, and, well, it just puts Skywalkers that little bit further in front now.
Yeah, 4k gold lead for them, so it's like TQ. We're going to try and get a smoke up here. Maybe try and take down that Luna one more time. Get rid of that Invoker, but Omega's getting closer to his Bloodstone. Once he gets it up, he should be able to try and fight a bit more. But it looks like XYZ has this invis and spots this out straight away.
And check this out, right? He's gone Pipe of Insight, finished the full pipe, and is now going for his blink.
Mikajo does get kicked forward, so one Mississippi's getting extremely caught out here. Out comes the Sunstrike, hits directly on top of him. Coconut is following him. I don't think he's going to die to this. No, he won't. XYZ is going to try and dive really far. So one Mississippi getting out with the skin of his teeth. They don't waste anything big for that, so
I think they're okay with that. This is largely recovery for the Luna. She's got a Yasha finish now, and she's called her way back to 4th on the net worth chart. After that horrendous start, that is impressive.
Yeah, that is. Getting a couple of big kills, getting that triple kill just before really ejected her up onto the net worth charts. But yeah, has picked up a Yasha. Usually you see things like Mask of Madness, but usually that is a Luna that's ahead. So the Yasha will help her fight a lot, considering there is 27 kills in 17 minutes.
It's also a really good farming item. The movement speed is phenomenal. It's very interesting, actually, if you ever have time to just get into a lobby and grab some farming heroes like Anti-Mage and Luna, to see what kind of difference a Yasha makes for your farming rotations. It's huge. Like, you're talking like 10 or 12 seconds on a full rotation, which you do a full rotation every minute. So, if you're saving 10 or 12 seconds, then potentially you're taking lane creep. So it's just a really, really good farming item. I love that it looks like Miro's just going casual Yasha into a Morbid Mask, into Dragonlance. So changing up the build as the game develops. Very, very intelligent stuff.
Yeah, it is really smart. It does increase his line speed by a lot, as you were saying, and let him fight. So he's going to get that Morbid Mask to try and stay as healthy as possible in all these times. But smoke up from TQ. They only have the 2 spirits. Bit of lockdown, bit of damage. Potentially just trying to look for the Luna. Oh no, Mayo Lee is going to get caught out in the mid lane. He's surrounded by pretty much the entirety of the Skywalkers team. ZKB getting a kill from across the map, and the smoke is pretty wasted from Team Question. Oh, they get spotted out too in the mid lane. That's awkward.
They know. ZKB knows. Surely he's not dumb here and he runs away. They might find one Mississippi on the way out. They see the Terrorblade.
He's sitting on the high ground, so if they don't notice him, he could come in with that Magnetize, but we're just going to walk away now. So this is pretty much recovery time, right, for Team Question. This is where they want to come into the mid-game a bit stronger. Yeah,
I think that they need to just accept that they're a little bit behind here. They're not where they want to be. The kill score is very heavily against them. And they just need to get a few items up. Get some items on the TB. Get an Aegis once you've got an item or two. Control the Roche Pit as well. Prevent the Invoker from getting it. And just look to, build some advantage. Play a little bit of Chinese Dota. Do it positionally. Do it from a higher plane of thinking. But Melodrama's not going to get the opportunities.
Melodrama is getting caught out here. Oh my god, that burst damage. He was there. Melodrama only 1100 HP and he just gets blown up.
That was without double edge as well. He didn't have a chance to double edge him. They had another 400 damage up their sleeves. No worries.
That is...
It's good, isn't it?
That's really, really, really annoying. This is pretty much the same boat that Medusa was in. So it looks like Skywalkers have flipped the draft here because, as I was saying in game one, Medusa didn't really fit all that well. Wasn't really what we thought was the right here, and we don't. It looks like Terrorblade has kind of sit in that slot. He's getting bursted down really, really heavily. Can't farm as much as he wants to, and yeah, he's pretty much in recovery mode. And so it looks like Miro does get a kill bottom. So there was a 2-man gank for him. Vale does come out on Miro. Out comes the Sunstrike trying to get another kill.
Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. They followed a Luna into the woods. This is like rule number 1. You don't follow Luna into the woods.
How does that happen?
Well, yeah, it's very easy. Like I remember the first time I followed Luna into the woods, I died as well. Because as soon as what happens is you walk out of range of the creep wave, she eclipses your ass and you die. It's very, very straightforward, and you need to chain stun her if you're going to do that, and they obviously didn't have it between the two spirits, and they both died for their sins.
Oh, that's not good, considering Miru had such a horrid laning stage.
Yeah, he's back in the game.
Yeah, he's coming back right now. Only 300 gold behind the Terrorblade that was dominating him in lane, so he's definitely on the way back, and this looks like Skywalkers are definitely in the driving seat.
And I must give you some credit as well. You called Melodrama and the lack of conjure image levels, and I wasn't convinced, right? I was like, well, I don't know that it's hurt him that much, but it has really hurt his ability to fight. And
he has.
You pointing that out was incredibly astute, because right now he's just sliding down the charts, and he's nowhere near where he should be. Nowhere near.
Has the Yasha, has the Dragonlance. Considering his amazing start, yeah, not being able to flash bomb as much, but it looks like they're going to go on to the mid lane. One Mississippi is getting caught out by the bash from the Spirit Breaker. Kick away from the Ember Spirit. Does go down though, and Mika Joe with a double kill on the Spirit Breaker. He's just going to go straight for a BKB on the Spirit Breaker. Like,
it's fair enough, I think. He's always going to be in the middle of everything, and having some survivability is really good, because otherwise you just walk in and die.
Oh no! Oh. I just want to point out, Melodrama, I think this may have been a misclick. Getting the 15 attack speed over the 6 HP regen on a Terrorblade. Yes, he does have a Morbid Mask to keep his HP up, but I really think that health regen is a bit better than the small amount of attack speed that he gets. So he has to use his Mask of Mana's bottom, uses the Metamorphosis as well.
He's
so
dead.
Mikajo's just going to go forward. He doesn't have his Thunder. Does have it now, so he would be able to use it, but he's just getting chain bashed here. Does have the Cold Snap on top. That was a nice play by Mika Joe, walking out of the range, so it makes Terrorblade a lot harder.
And the Ghost Walk from the Invoker as well. He couldn't change targets quickly enough.
That was really well played there.
Yeah, it's nice.
That was definitely know how to play against a Terrorblade, but yeah, he just doesn't have the stuff that he really wants to. If
he's got to realise that he made a mistake there. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to create some space for his team. He's trying to relieve a little bit of the pressure that Skywalkers are gradually just ratcheting it up slowly, right? But there's a Spirit Breaker. If you are alone in lane, you can't get out like you would normally get out, which is just run into the trees, get into the fog of war, and run away.
Okay. Yeah.
The Spirit Breaker is going to see all, and this means that you got to play it a little bit differently. Either TP straight away, or potentially stun the Spirit Breaker and then TP, or you've got to play it a little bit differently if you want to split push.
Yeah, does this, considering, like, as you were saying, that the Terrorblade trying to make more space, does this put, like, more of the onus on, like, heroes like the Timbersaw and the Jakiro to try and be that sacrificial gank and pretty much just push down a lane solo and say, here, come gank me, I'm going to get it, like, push this pit wave as much as possible, but my Terrorblade's going to get farmed nonetheless.
Yeah, I think you're right there. We've seen a lot of Jakiros just be solo in lanes pushing, split pushing, trying to open up the map, trying to create space. Puppey is probably the most recent example, just recently in Starladder. Always in a lane, always pushing it down, always, applying some pressure and getting a little bit of farm. Yeah, sure, he might die 10, 11, 12 times in a game, but really, it's a Jakiro, who cares? Like, yeah. It's not your cause, and it's creating space for the cause to then carry the game, which hence it's kind of where their positional name comes from, carry. Yeah. That's their job, But we're going to see Roshan.
Yeah, so Skywalkers are going to head in towards that Roche pit. They have Alacrity when Invoker wants to get here, but Hurricane Pike up onto the Luna, so she's going to be able to juke out this Thunder even more now.
It's an interesting item. I don't see it very often on Lunas, but she is very short range, so it makes sense. And mobility is never a bad thing on any hero in Dota.
I think it's very good against heroes that want to get in front of Luna, like get on top of Luna, and if she doesn't have that Eclipse, it's it's good enough for her to fall back a reset with her Lucent Beam and come back in. But yeah, as you said, she's pretty short range, so the extra attack range doesn't go too astray. But I guess out onto the Luna, so it's probably push time. There's 1 tier 2 left for Skywalkers to take.
And something else about the TQ draft right now is Earth Spirit. What does this hero do? He's walking around doing nothing, because Skywalkers are roaming as 5. They're together. They're taking objectives, and Earth Spirit really does nothing now. Yep. He didn't really get enough in the early game. He's 1-8 and 5, which is a terrible Earth Spirit score. You really want those numbers reversed, be 8-1 and 5, if you could be. And it's bad news bears. Bad news bears.
Considering the pipe that's out on the Central War River as well, so a lot of that damage that could potentially be coming out from one Mississippi is pretty much negated with his low level. So here comes the Invoker, does use a Tornado, but it zips up away.
Like you compare, say, the Ember Spirit and the Invoker right now. They're similar. Well, no, they're not actually. The Invoker's twice the Ember Spirit's net worth. Like, the Ember Spirit just has no money. And that's bad, because he's supposed to match up directly against the Invoker, and he's going to find it hard when he's got so little net worth compared to his opposing number.
Yeah, he's falling a bit far behind. This Invoker has caught up tremendously. He's going to go towards that BKB, so looks like it's going to be push time for Skywalkers. High ground, here they come. Chains comes out onto Miru though. He's going to have to be careful where he goes. Still has the Aegis, less than half HP, and in comes Centaur Warrunner XYZ, just doing what he can. Denied, coming out from Omega, so Timbersaw will be back in a
nice ice path.
He's going to lose his Aegis.
They still haven't taken the tower. This is okay right now for TQ.
This is looking pretty
good. The Timbersaw's about to come back.
Timbersaw has respawned, so he's going to make
nice ice path!
Beautiful ice path. Comes out on 2. Bryson's getting extremely low. Magnetize comes out as well. ZKB is still fairly healthy, so I don't think he's going to be going down. XYZ dies to the Terrorblade. Omega's going to try and come in and make as much space as he can. ZKB is getting really low on mana, so Team Question just trying to push forward, trying to get a few more kills. They really want this Invoker or this Luna, but don't think they're going to find him. Capricorn does remnant forward, but good hold from Team Question. They did lose a few heroes, but
that's a brilliant hold.
More than worth.
Chimera, that is a brilliant hold. I can't think of any circumstance where you wouldn't take that. You're 15k net worth in the hole against an Aegis Luna, and you don't lose your tier 3? What? They've played that wonderfully, and it just means that they now have another 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, where they can get some money on the Terrorblade, and maybe the next fight goes better again. Maybe.
Well, the Terrorblade didn't go down in that fight, which was really good. Unfortunately, Omega did lose a few Bloodstone charges, but he is back up to 10 now, so... Yeah, it was a really good trade coming out from Team Question. As you said, they didn't lose their tier 3, so it does give them plenty of time to try and get some map control back. There is a few towers to start taking down, so maybe Ember Spirit and Terrorblade can get their slip push on and try and pump a bit of gold into the rest of their team. But yeah, that's a good fight nonetheless. But Skywalkers are coming up on their BKBs now. I think Luna is running out hers now. Yeah, Luna's running out her BKB. Invoker has his as well, so... This next team fight could be a bit different.
Yeah, and... Oh, mid lane. Omega's getting bashed.
He is really tanky.
Oh, he's getting bashed again mid Timber Chain.
That is so annoying as a Timber. They just kick him away. Get out of here. But... So yeah, this is pretty much downtime, I think, for both teams. Skywalkers, they have their BKBs.
I think
do they wait for another Aegis though, or do they feel good enough to go high ground?
Well, the fact that you're pointing out that they have BKBs, I think they could go now if they really wanted to. I think they could test this, try and take the high ground. The cooldowns, the ultimate cooldowns from TQ are never going to give you a timing that you can exploit.
Yep.
Ooh, top lane, he's got 2.
So it looks like the Tornado does come out, does hit 2 heroes, but unfortunately the rest of the skills do miss. XYZ jumping onto the hero. Mayo Lee's getting gone on now, so Omega, he doesn't want to die here. This will push his respawn timer a bit too far up, so 24 seconds left for him and 28 left on the Jakiro. BKB was used by ZKB though, so 10-second BKB used from him. I think Luna still has hers. Yeah, Luna still has hers. Zero Breaker has his as well, so they're going to push in this tier 3, and well, this is definitely go time.
Yeah. They've got the timing now. They can... Oh, in comes the roll.
Mississippi does hit 2 heroes, but the BKB has come out as well, so Mississippi's damage is very mitigated right now. He is going to go down a nice little Sunder onto XYZ. So forces the Terrorblade back to full HP. Doesn't have any mana though, can't fight with this Deafening Blast on top of him. So ZKB doesn't have his BKB. Could be getting caught out here. Unfortunately, he doesn't. Sentry does go down. So tier 3 goes down, and a... range track's in the mid lane, but Miri's just going to try and fight here with his BKB. Eclipse comes out as well, picks up a 1 hero, so 2 on the deck so far. Both the supports are down. Miri's just trying to man fight onto Melodrama. They just call GG.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so...
Those BKBs, game winning. Yeah, BKB is a game winning item, and we see it perfectly there. Skywalkers, they pick up their BKBs, so they win the game. That's awesome. Alright, 1-1. Game 3, dude. Let's go.
Pretty interesting considering Miru did get pretty much dumpstered in that bot lane, and
well,
so it looks like Skywalkers even it up 1-1. BKB, it looks like it's a good item. So we'll be back very, very shortly with Skywalkers versus Team Question game 3.